Well, we're looking forward to this game tonight. Good to have you with us. It's the Aggies, it's the Cowboys, and it's coming your way right now on the Mountain West Network.
All right, let's get this thing going here at Maverick Stadium. Beautiful setting for football. Student section's always just sensational.
One of our favorite stadiums to come and call a game at Maverick Stadium here in Logan, Utah, and the colors starting to change.
Yep.
You drive through Sardine Canyon, making your way up into Logan. I'll tell you, it's a beautiful place.
The Herd, one of the best fan bases anywhere. They are sensational. You're getting a good look at them right there. One thing you didn't see about 10 minutes ago, I didn't see this last year when we were broadcasting against the Three Horsemen come.
Yeah, the rodeo team came in, and Bronco Mendenhall, for those who are not familiar with Coach Mendenhall, he grew up, on horses. He's still very active in the rodeo scene, even here locally in Logan, and he loves it. And I think that's a new twist that he added. It's a little Bronco Mendenhall touch.
And we're underway here. Aggies and the Cowboys. We had a chance to visit with Bronco this week, and he was talking about team roping, I think.
Team roping.
Frank knew
With
more
his
about it
two
than you
boys.
and I. Yeah, with his boy. Frank asked him, are you a
head or a healer?
Yeah,
he's a head.
I had no idea what you even meant by that, so I was impressed.
Well, the head is the easier part of team roping. The hard one is the heel, because you have to throw it down on the ground. Yeah, underneath, and then.
But boy,
so he leaves that to his
Bronco
kids.
loved talking about rodeo.
He was great.
But right now, it's all about
We'll
football.
check this formation to start things off.
Yeah, how about that? Javen Jacobs goes in motion, and here we go. Miles Davis doesn't get much as he is stacked up. Landon Barrett, the first one to get there for McNeese.
Miles Davis, Frank, one of the many transfers, new players on this Utah State roster that came in.
We'll have a chance to talk about Coach Mendenhall's philosophy on bringing all of the transfers together. It's kind of like we're all under the fire together.
2nd down, 7. Barnes gets it outside Davis again. And this time Davis gets one out of one tackle and good yardage enough for a first down.
Davis, the former BYU running back, has found a new home up here in Logan, along with close to almost 90 new players on this roster, if you can imagine that.
With the missionaries, yes.
I want to say close to 30 that are fourth-year players, which is, really a bonus, to be honest with you. Davis again. So it's Davis right out of the gate.
One of the interesting comments that Bronco Mendenhall made about Miles Davis is when he arrived at camp and, started off with the program, he was one of the guys that Coach Mendenhall was like, that guy's not seeing the field. He's got a lot of work to do. And to Davis' credit, he put himself to work and got it done, and now he's a star in the backfield here.
2nd down, 3. Javen Jacobs comes in, and the transfer from New Mexico. Obviously played for Bronco last year.
And that's always, a comfort for a coach who's got some familiar faces with all the new faces that are here. He did bring a few players with him from New Mexico and some coaches.
He's got a number of coaches that have been with him for years, including the offensive coordinator, Kevin McGibbon. First down. Jacobs goes in motion, and this time Barnes will throw, and he fires downfield. And might have been a little confusion on the pattern. He was trying to hit Braden Pagan.
Pagan also a transfer and the most productive receiver so far this year for the Aggies.
Well, almost everyone on this depth chart is a transfer.
I think we're going to say that every time.
Yeah.
So maybe we get more specific. A transfer from UCLA.
Yeah.
Or we'll just tell him if he's not a transfer.
Yeah, that might be the better approach. Barnes going in motion, empty set now, direct snap.
And trying to get outside Anthony Garcia, and that's well read by the defense. Shoes Brinkley got in there, young man out of Philadelphia.
Garcia with a touchdown pass this season in that Wildcat formation.
We were talking in our open, Frank, about Bryson Barnes, 5 touchdowns this year, but all of them came in game 3 against Air Force. He had a great game against the Air Force.
He sure did.
331 yards total offense.
He's an explosive guy. When he gets on a roll, he's very hard to stop.
Yeah. 3rd and 9 here. He's going to take off, and Barnes should have enough for the first down as he leaps ahead and inside the 40-yard line.
I mean, that's just pristine Bryson Barnes play right there. Nothing's open downfield. He tucks it, he finds a little lane, dives for the first down to keep the drive alive.
Anyone who watched him play at the University of Utah knows that that's in his bag.
Markel Price made the stop there. First down again. Barnes to throw. Fires complete near the 30-yard line. Should be another first down. And it is.
Good protection up front. Barnes able to just kind of hang out in the pocket and wait for that crossing pattern to develop.
Noah White on the reception there. 2nd and short. And again, right up the middle, Noah White. And another first down. Just a methodical drive, marching right down the field. Bronco Mendenhall in his first season after coaching at BYU, Virginia, and then New Mexico. Took a couple of years off in between. Loves being here in Logan. And he's got this team playing well. Yeah, they're going to run that little jet sweep. And trying to get outside, it's White again. And White, flag just came in late. He's got first down yardage, but let's check the flag.
Little action after the play, after White was down. And it looks like Utah State.
Holding. Offense. Number 87. 10-yard penalty. First down.
So that's the tight end, Brock Lane.
Yeah, Lane was trying to just sustain this block and was not able to do it without a handful of jersey. Though, that looked like a bear hug.
By the way, not a transfer. We've called him several times over the years. Brock Lane's been both tight ends, Josh Sturzer and Brock Lane. For the last few years we've been doing Aggie games, he's been in the lineup. And just lofting that pass up and into the arms of Javen Jacobs. Pretty well read, though.
Really nice job in that McNeese secondary, coming up and making the stop. Reading that, diagnosing it, coming up.
Player down. Sure. Yeah, Amari Sibley, the middle linebacker, a little slow to get up.
And he's going to take
they're going to help him
off the field. Yeah, I was watching Bryson Barnes warm up before the game. And you'll notice, like that last throw, he didn't really have his feet set. He was kind of skipping around, and then he jumped up in the air and tossed it. Like, he throws a bunch of his passes without, like, having what you would consider the typical quarterback set your feet, throw the ball downfield. He has all of these weird, like, arm positions and body positions and on different feet, and that's what he was practicing when he was warming up.
Is all the different
types of throws.
All the off balance.
But you know what?
Stuff.
It makes it hard for coaches to be able to evaluate, because they're looking for certain things. They're like, what was that? But it worked. I think I like it.
Yeah. I mean, there's times he throws right over the top. At times he looks like, a side armor.
On this first drive, the Aggies with 5 different players with carries. But this is a pass, and it is caught down near the 15-yard line. And Braden Pagan inside the 15. So spreading the ball around.
Pagan would have been stopped for short of the line to gain here, but makes a great move, puts his foot in the dirt, reverses direction, and gets the first down.
UCLA transfer. He's found a home here, and bouncing outside Javen Jacobs, and Jacobs gets a couple. So Noah White, Javen Jacobs, Miles Davis, they all have carries. Bryson, of course, as well, Barnes. Getting a lot of players involved early. Second down. The line to gain is at the 5, just inside the 5. Here comes that jet sweep again, and Brady Boyd cuts
Very
it
close
back.
to the first
Very
down, but
close.
maybe a yard shy.
See, Barnes almost fell over handing that ball. Boyd was not going to let it go.
Oh, he enthusiastically received the
Right here.
handoff here. Said, man, you almost took my arm with you.
I mean, some
I'm
of the
going to
things-
need that arm later today.
It's just he's non-conventional. I think that's how I would describe
I like that description.
Bryson Barnes.
So 3rd and a yard. Jacobs and Davis in the backfield. Jacobs has it, and Jacobs has the first down, and they're still pushing. Oh, no whistle yet.
ball's
and he's-
out.
Came out.
The ball came out.
Cowboys say they
but
got it.
I don't hear any. Now the whistles
Yeah.
come.
Was the forward progress stopped or not? I think is the question that they're discussing.
Well, the pile looked like it kept moving, and I didn't hear a whistle on the field.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the ball's in the end zone, and McNeese is jumping on top of it.
Here we go.
Recovered by the defense in the end zone for a touchback.
Oh, my. They get all the way down here into the end zone, and here you go.
See if his forward progress was stopped. I think his forward progress was stopped
Oh, yeah.
before he reached the ball out. But his knee was not down.
Well, I wonder if we'll get a.
He just announced there is a review coming.
I think you hear the response from the crowd here at Maverick.
Yeah. We met with the review officials and asked them if we could just broadcast in the booth with him, and they said no.
Yeah, that's not happening.
That's not going to
They
happen.
didn't even really consider it.
No,
I mean, it was an immediate no.
quickest answer. Yeah,
That was
we
the
received.
quickest replay review of all time.
Yeah.
An immediate no.
We want none of that. But they were very kind.
But they
Yeah, they were
very
kind.
nice.
They shook our hands
Yeah.
and left and
Very
said,
nice.
we don't want to see you again.
This drive so far, 15 plays, 74 yards in just under 6.5 minutes. So be ashamed to have it end with a fumble in the end zone for the Aggies. Utah
McNeese.
State 2-1 on the season. They would be, if they won this game, 3-1 for the first time since 2019.
Yeah. McNeese State, by the way, coming off a loss at home against a team from Utah, just down the road from here, Weber State. And they had
42-41.
they put together a great comeback as we take another look. McNeese State made a great comeback, but could not get a two-point conversion to win the game.
Well, it was a furious. I mean, it was like Weber State got out early,
Yeah.
and then just was hanging on for dear life in this furious comeback from McNeese. Yeah, you always wonder, Alema, a team like McNeese from Louisiana.
Oh, here's the call.
The ruling on the field is upheld. First down, McNeese.
And the crowd goes wild.
All right.
I think the question also, as they look at the review, did he break the plane with possession before the ball came out or not?
It's Bedlam tonight here in Boise.
The crowd is pumping at the pit. This place is electric.
With the Mountain West app, it's your game, your way. Designed for superfans like you, so that you'll never miss a play. We've got you covered with free access to thousands of Mountain West games, from your phone to the big screen. Stream live games, watch highlights, and unlock exclusive content anytime. Download the app today.
Back here in Logan, good to have you with us tonight. Aggie football is there taking on McNeese. Fumble in the end zone, so first down McNeese at the 20-yard line. Jake Strong is the sophomore quarterback, and in the backfield is Trevante Citizen, and he gets the first carry, and he does not get much.
Strong coming off a really nice game against Weber State. He racked up 323 total offensive yards, 4 touchdowns. Also received the Player of the Week on offense for the Southland Conference.
So we've got two sitting players of the week then, because Bryson Barnes.
Well, and on the Davey O'Brien for Bryson Barnes.
Okay, quick pass.
Was
that's
that
nearly
off?
intercepted. Is a pick.
I think it hit the turf. His reaction. But don't you have to try and sell it? I mean, his reaction, he got up and you knew it hit the turf. But don't you try to sell it?
Is it worth your integrity?
Well, I don't know. Ask us soccer. Ask us any soccer player. Is it worth your integrity? Oh, man.
So 3rd and 9. Cowboys have moved the ball 1 yard on the first 2 plays. And Strong again to throw, and Strong nearly wrapped up, gets out of it, and throws high and out of bounds. And no flags. He was trying to hit Josh Jackson, but that ball came in high and hot.
Frank is a former quarterback. We all know that Bronco Mendenhall, he brings a 3-3-5 defense. It's unique. It's different.
Yep.
And as you're a quarterback and you're looking out, you don't see it very often, or maybe this is the only time you'll see it all season.
Right.
What's going through your mind when you're seeing the initial setup, what your pre-snap look?
Yeah, well, you have to come into this game with a lot of film work to just try and understand any keys that you can. If people are walking up toward the line of scrimmage, here's a nice, wow, that's a good looking punt right there.
Fair catch called for and made by Javen Jacobs.
But you're just reading based on the film work, you're reading any key that you can to tip off what the defense is doing. That time it looked like Strong was caught unaware that the pressure was coming. But he did show that athleticism we talked about, the escapability without taking the sack.
Here for Aggie football, and the Aggies now starting their second drive of the game. They drove all the way down to the goal line before they fumbled. And how about this? Now 7 different Aggies have touched the ball at least once, and 5 have at least 10 yards gained. And Barson, that's a combination of Bryson and Barnes, hit from behind right as he let that ball go.
And he's looking downfield to limit his receiver. He's trying to encourage him to get out of that break a little sooner.
A.J. Thomas came in unscathed and hit Barnes, 2nd down. After the incomplete pass. Barnes again. Plenty of time here. Firing downfield. Caught and out of bounds. Josh Sturzer, the graduate.
Did not have the ball secured as he went out of bounds.
Wow.
And it actually hit the turf on the sideline there. Take another look here. Nice pass from Bryson Barnes, who released that ball before from his big tight end. Sturzer made his break, but Sturzer just could not hang on to it.
Sturzer, the graduate senior out of nearby Taylorsville High School. So now 3rd down and 10. And Barnes again, quarterback draw. And Barnes is going to take off. Good yardage. And he gets another first down. And Mari Sibley finally brings him down, but Barnes with a couple of first downs tonight using his legs.
Watch right here. He's going to have to avoid the umpire and ends up breaking it to the left, but does get the first down.
I think the umpire also set a pick on one of the McNeese State defenders.
Well, he never moved.
Unintentionally.
He was firmly planted 13 yards on the pickup. And Barnes' pass caught.
Ooh.
Brady Boyd on the reception. Another transfer. This one out of Texas Tech. We saw Texas Tech here in Utah earlier today, and man, did they look good.
Surprising, I think, what Texas Tech was able to do against the Utes at their house.
Yeah, that was rough.
Utah just looked awful.
2nd down 4. Miles Davis in the backfield next to Barnes. And Davis has the ball, and Davis cuts back. He's going to be close. Be about 2 yards shy of 3rd and 2 coming.
One of the things you notice about Bryson Barnes, he's so disciplined that he always carries out the play fake and then the pass fake. He's one of those guys that is very disciplined in that regard. Undisciplined or I guess just unconventional at times.
Yeah, he's unconventional. That's exactly right.
And Barnes, there's a flag down. As of now, he has the first down. Let's check this.
Yeah, this likely be a procedure penalty.
It looked like Davis may have been heading upfield early before the snap, Alema. One of the interesting things about Barnes is he doesn't look like he's a running threat.
Illegal shift. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
You don't.
No, but he looks like he'd be tough to tackle.
Yeah, you don't look at him and say, hey, he's gonna pick up 10 yards on 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, he still looks like a state champion wrestler.
Well, he does, and especially if you watch him warming up, he does look like he's going to take you to the mat, right?
So that'll back it up and bring up a 3rd and 7. And Barnes again to throw. Just does get rid of it. Wide open. And it's a touchdown for the Aggies, Kahanu Davis.
You know, when that happens, Alema, there's probably a little miscommunication in the defensive backfield.
Oh, that had to be a breakdown in the backfield.
There you go.
And Kahanu Davis out of Kapa'a High School in Hawaii. Wide open for this one.
You're familiar with the high schools on the islands. Is that one of the...
That is not on Oahu.
Okay. Are they competitive?
Kapa'a?
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Look at this. Look at this, 2 points.
After the 45-yard touchdown, they're going for 2, and that comes in a little low for Sturzer. Huh. Interesting. 6 plays, 61 yards. Took him just 2 minutes. And that 45-yard touchdown to Davis. Kahanu Davis.
Yeah, Garcia was looking in the end zone to find Sturzer, but just a little low. Could not get the 2-point conversion.
Aggies on the board, 6-0 here in Logan on the Mountain West Network. Bryson Barnes in this game, 6 of 9, 82 yards and a touchdown. He's also carried the ball a couple times, 25 yards, 2 first downs. And both those carries were on 3rd down when they needed it.
Oh, that one to start the drive, 3rd and 10.
Yeah.
Direct quarterback draw. Picked up 10 yards. Short kick.
And the kick fielded inside the 10-yard line by Cam Senegal. And he sets the Cowboys up with the ball just beyond the 20-yard line.
This is a second stint for head coach Viator.
Yeah, how about that? Coached there for a number of years, left, and now he's back.
Yeah.
What conference coach of the year in his previous time at McNeese State, where they were very successful during his first tenure. Hoping to duplicate that now that he has returned.
1st and 10 for the Cowboys, and Bryce Strong gets the first carry and really has no room at all.
Well, Aggies charging to the football.
Yeah, so far the Aggies front 7 are dominating the line of scrimmage on defense.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. We always talk about a bunch of the skill position guys and what's going to happen, but if you really want to know what's happening in the game, watch the trenches.
2nd down 10. And again, it's Strong. This time he tries getting to the outside, can't do it.
Great job that time. Brevin Hamblin setting the edge. 6'5", 200 pounds, coming up out of Utah Tech and transferring in. Local kid from Syracuse High School in the state of Utah.
3rd and long. And Strong's pass downfield. Ooh. Open was Josh Jackson, but not able to hang on to that, and McNeese will have to punt it away again. So Alex Flores there on coverage.
Your definition of open.
That's a receiver's definition of open. Because a receiver can have 3 defenders around and come back to the huddle and say, I was wide open.
I was wide open.
Wide open.
What are you doing? There were 2 defenders around him, and that is the receiver's hoping that ball gets on him a little sooner. The ball kind of floated up, and you catch that, you're going to take a shot, and it fell incomplete.
Javen Jacobs back inside the 40-yard line. And this kick bounces out of bounds, shy of that. So it's going to be good field position again. He's still walking up to the 42-yard line of the Aggies for their 3rd possession of this game, 35-yard kick.
You always wonder, Alema, how the teams from the lower altitudes are going to manage.
It's hard.
Logan.
I mean, the good news for McNeese State, I guess, is what you try to do at least is get in maybe a day earlier and acclimate a little bit. And there's some other things training-wise that you can do to, I guess, kind of mimic a lack of oxygen. But it's always hard.
And on first down carry, Miles Davis does not get the ball. Instead, it goes to Javen Jacobs. But a great play fake. I mean, several Cowboys were chasing after Davis.
We're both from sea-level homes, right?
Correct.
I'm from Hawaii, you're from California.
Yeah.
And when I was playing at BYU, we'd be up a whole month before training camp would start to make sure you get, that lung burn.
Yeah, to get acclimated, absolutely. And it is a burn.
2nd down 6, Barnes pass, caught. Brady Boyd, and Boyd puts on a great move, and now Boyd flies to the end zone. Another touchdown for the Aggies, 53 yards for Brady Boyd.
The transfer from Texas Tech, nice little route, great pass by Bryson Barnes, and check the move after he catches the ball. Yards after catch, that's what got him to the end zone.
Yeah, and Boyd showing the foot speed, able to outrun 3 defenders after the catch into the end zone. Boy, this Utah State offense looks like they're clicking on all cylinders right now.
Point after is up, and it is good from Tanner Rinker, the sophomore who's hit all of his point afters this season. He is now 10 for 10 coming into this game. 2 plays, 58 yards in 37 seconds, and 53-yard touchdown to Boyd. So 2 TD passes already in this game for Bryson Barnes, who had 5 touchdowns last week against Air Force.
This is, by the way, the 2nd time that McNeese State has played a FBS school this season. Earlier this year against Louisiana Lafayette, they took a loss 34-10, but it's a little uncommon to schedule 2 FBS teams in your exhibition season or whatever we're calling it these days.
That works. Zachary Robbins does the place kicking for the Aggies. Tanner Rinker does field goals and point afters. Robbins from Payson High School here in Utah. And then the punter, of course, Landon Rico. He's a transfer from BYU. Fair catch called for at the 2-yard line by Senegal. So the Cowboys have not moved past our broadcast position yet in this game. And we're right at about the 45-yard line. Yeah. But they've had a tough go of it early on.
Well, that like Alema said, Utah State's front 7 has been very active in the ball game so far, making it difficult on McNeese State.
All right, first down, and it's Citizen. Trayvon Citizen picking up 3.
That time, nice hole for Citizen up front by the big offensive line for McNeese State. Good pickup on first down.
Citizen's been the most productive runner for McNeese this year.
Second down 6. Pass outside. That's caught and a first down. How about that?
That's one of those, a high snap dilemma. You see Strong go up for it, and you see kind of the wobble on the pass. He didn't even get a chance to put his fingers on the laces. He was trying to get the ball out so quickly. But a nice completion for a first down.
Maki Paris on the reception. Strong pump fakes. Goes downfield and incomplete. No flags. And on coverage, Noah, another transfer, Avenger from New Mexico. He has 2 interceptions this year.
He was jockeying for position back there, trying to get in front of the ball. Could not get around the intended receiver, but he was close to having interception number 3 on the year.
Yeah, Avenger has played really well in that secondary for the Aggies this year, and Citizen nowhere to go.
This is just great backside pursuit by William Holmes. 6'4", 245 out of Detroit. Comes in with a couple of sacks already this year.
Yeah, you don't block that guy because the play is going away from him, and he's able to run it down for a loss.
3rd and long. Strong firing downfield and again trying to hit Senegal. He's tried to hit him a couple times with blue jerseys all around him.
Yes. That would have been a tough pass.
That time he had
complete.
He had a little time in the pocket. So good protection, but was just a little off target on that throw.
So another opportunity for the Aggies to get the football back again. They've really been to the end zone on every drive tonight.
Ooh.
Of course, one trip ended up with a fumble, but they got to the end zone either way.
That was a heck of a punt.
It sure was.
You know who doesn't mind the altitude? Is the punter.
The punter.
Punter's like, look at my average per kick, coach.
53-yard punt. Wow. 5-yard return.
He might enter the portal after tonight.
It's like any of us.
He's going to go to a high altitude.
That are up here in Utah and you're playing golf and then you get down to sea level and it takes 20 yards off your drive. You're like, what just happened?
What happened? Thick air.
2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Aggies up 13-0. And it's been a good game for Bryson Barnes, and he is spreading the wealth around. And on first down, Barnes, quick pass to the outside. That is caught by Anthony Garcia. Garcia gets 4.
Garcia, multifaceted athlete. He's got a touchdown pass, and he'll come in a wildcat situation and take a direct snap. Capable of running, throwing, and receiving.
Second down 4 for Barnes. The graduate senior out of Milford, Utah. And Barnes keeps. It's going to be a couple yards shy of the first down as Amari Sibley is there to put a halt to that. So 3rd and about a yard.
Really good situation here for the Aggies. They've been very productive.
Barnes outside, pass caught, Miles Davis. And Davis has the first down.
Well, there you go. 3rd down productivity off the charts so far. 4 of 5 on the evening. for Utah State.
Yeah, how about 4 for 5? So, indeed, it has been productive.
Good look at Miles Davis, who again transfers in from BYU.
Barnes, he's going to take off again. Flag just came in.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a little tug of the jersey there by Utah State's offensive front.
I got to imagine, Frank, if we wait for the call, that when Bronco Mendenhall took the job here at Utah State, there were a lot of people, guys in the transfer portal, that saw this as a really nice opportunity to come and join a program that they felt was on the rise.
I don't disagree with that at all. And then when they got here, I think they realized and understood, like, I think I've made a really good decision.
Yeah.
The way Coach Mendenhall has managed it.
1st and 20. Barnes pass is caught by the tight end, Josh Sturzer, young man out of nearby Taylorsville High School here in Utah. I love what Bronco said about being on this side of the Aggie fans. He was talking about when he coached at BYU and coming to the stadium many times.
Well, I'll tell you, as a opposing team player that has played in this stadium, Frank, you as well, it's a tough place to play.
Yeah.
And if you've been through those years and then now you come back as the new guy, the head coach, it's like, you know what, this is a lot better. I like this better.
Yeah.
Back here in Logan, good to have you with us at Maverick Stadium. The Aggies leading McNeese 13-0. Aggies coming into this game 2-1. Their only loss was at Texas A&M, and that happens to a lot of teams that go to Texas A&M. But 44-22 was the score in that one. I think Bronco felt like they did some good things in that game. But
Yeah, I think he felt like they made some good adjustments in the second half.
Davis, nope, play fake. Oh, and that
That may
telling
have
you,
gotten
Brock
tipped.
Lane was,
So,
but he had a head of steam.
yeah, it was on target and got deflected. So great job by McNeese State because that looked like it was going to the house.
Yeah.
Javon
Javon
Davis.
Davis, yeah. So now I'm pretty sure this is their longest third down play of the game. 229 yards of total offense for the Aggies. McNeese has 15. And Barnes stands in there firing deep downfield. And
Whoa!
What a diving interception. My goodness.
Well, just as good as a punt, but
yeah.
what an interception by McNeese.
I think Barnes
Lewis
had his
came
tight end
up
on
with
a
that.
seam route.
I think he did too. I mean, had that
Wow.
ball just been thrown a little more to the inside, Pagan may have gotten to it, but what a terrific play.
Spectacular interception.
Yes. That was the least productive drive of the day for Utah State.
That's his first interception this season, too. Just got that note from
From the,
spotter board.
from the sources?
Well, you notice there's no interceptions listed on my spotter boards that I provide for you two, free of charge. So all I had to do was look at it.
Did that feel petty to you, Frank?
You know, we try to
You'd think a hot dog once a month would.
we try to let Dave be productive in his off time, and then that's how he thanks us.
That's what it is. Okay, you're teaching me how to be useful. Second down, 10. Strong fakes the handoff and the short pass to Maudlin. And Logan has got a first down and more. Young man out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
And now McNeese State starting to find a little
Yeah, how
rhythm
about that?
on their offense.
18 yards on that pickup.
Did you see Bronco Mendenhall get out of the way?
Yeah, still has some moves.
Still got some moves.
Back to that ground attack. Bryce Strong Oh, and he has hit a wall after about 1.5 yards.
Oh, and he is caught under the pile and came out a little gimpy. He's going to head to the sideline.
Well, I think he landed awkwardly.
Oh, I hate to see that. It looked like McNeese was starting to get a push on that defensive line, and all of a sudden it got shut down.
It's like when you and I were doing a little tug of war, and I let you think that you were going to win.
Yeah, it was very much
and
like
I
that.
Just brought
and
the
then
juice.
when I won.
Brought the juice. 3rd and 9.
Excuse
me, 2nd and 9.
The limit did go to BYU, so they really did bring the juice.
Easy.
The pickle juice.
We'll
2nd
go,
down 9.
We'll go with the pickle juice.
Beautiful fall night, by the way. You normally need the pickle juice when it's a lot hotter than this. Just a great night for football. And not much there.
Great job that time coming up and just making sure that that edge was set. There was no chance to get around the outside.
So 3rd and 8. A little over 8. The herd comes to life over on the east side of the stadium. Oh, and the Aggies jump. There's the flag. Free play here. Downfield. It's intercepted. It's intercepted, but it isn't going to matter.
That's going to be a 5-yarder. Still going to be 3rd down.
Noah Flowers out of Alta High School with the interception, but it will go for naught.
And what, you just said it, Dave. I'm going to repeat it. What a beautiful night.
Oh, it's perfect. We were talking at our high school broadcast last night. This is kind of the sweet spot.
Offside. Defense, number 26. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
For our weather in Utah, where it's absolutely perfect right now.
Yes.
When we start in August, it's a little warm. We get it in November, it gets a little chilly, but this is perfect. We get about a month of this for football.
Yeah. I wish we had about 6 months of this in Utah.
Yeah, except then everyone would move here.
What do you mean? Everybody is moving here.
3rd and 4. And a timeout taken.
It's a big down for McNeese. They're going to make sure.
Yeah. Well, you talked about Matt Viator on his 2nd stint at McNeese, coach here from 2006 to 2015. Then he moved on and coached at Louisiana Monroe. And when they needed a new coach, they decided it was time to bring him back. And we'll come back after this. Hey guys, rules change last year permits the use of sideline technology, and as a result, teams from the Mountain West are excited to be using iPad Pro and iPad Air to review multiple angles of in-game film so that coaches and players can make real-time adjustments. And they actually have them for both home and away teams to keep it a competitive balance on the field. The use of video also benefits the medical staff, some video reviews and whatnot as we go deep downfield incomplete. So how about that? Technology, multiple video angles. They're all available on iPads, allowing the coach to see what's going on in new and unique ways.
I'm trying to think if that kind of technology would have helped my career or not.
Well, I don't know. They were using sticks and bottle caps.
Yeah, when you were playing, we were 40
See this
years
bottle
away
cap?
from an iPad.
That's the linebacker.
That's the linebacker. Yep. Here's the safety. Here's this bubble gum wrapper. Here's the safety.
So 4th down after the incomplete, and the Aggies have held once again. Cowboys are going to have to punt it away. Jacobs, fair catch at the 11-yard line. And that's where Utah State will start this drive, leading 13-0. Just underway here in the 2nd quarter.
2 drives for Utah State have ended on turnovers today. And still, they've been super productive on the offensive side.
And one of the turnovers in the end zone when they were about to score. I feel like we've been following Bryson Barnes forever. I still remember him playing high school ball here in Utah. And, of course, a graduate senior. Played at the University of Utah before transferring up. And he's really found a comfortable spot here in Logan. And 1st down for Barnes gives to Miles Davis.
Huge hole that time. Opened up by that right side of the offensive line. Davis didn't get contact until the linebackers.
Screen pass outside, and this one works. And Davis has the first down. And I know you always get a little nervous when you see that play, Elena, but that worked out on that one.
I don't get as nervous at the collegiate level, but we see it far too much at the high school level without the horses to run that play.
Right.
Because you got to have key blocks made, and then you have to have an athletic and extremely fast and quick receiver to be able to make that play work. That's why it worked.
First down just up beyond the 20-yard line. And again, Davis, the workhorse in this game. Good carry on first down, picks up 6.
Davis changing directions a couple of times there, and then finally able to get from south to north as they're running in Maverick Stadium here right now. Nice pickup.
Second down for Barnes as he looks to the side. Kevin McGivern, the offensive coordinator, who's been with Bronco Mendenhall for some time, as have a number of his assistant coaches. And getting outside, Jacobs.
I think, Fox, to your point, Bronco was saying that the number of coaches that he has, not that have just been with him for a long period of time, but that actually played for him.
Yeah, I saw Jan Jorgensen walking down the hall just a minute ago.
That's right. He's one of the coaches up in the booth. And the important point about that, Alan, is they all understand the culture. That is very important to Coach Mendenhall.
Third and short. Jacobs now in the backfield. Vacates, and here goes Barnes. And Barnes' pass caught and dropped in and out of the hands of Brady Boyd. So fourth down, and they're going to have to kick it away.
Mm-hmm. Davis in coverage doing a nice job. He's had a couple of pass breakups here.
We'd asked Bronco about that, about how comfortable it is to have these coaches that have been with him for years, and he didn't even, you could tell he just loves it.
Well, it's great, as the general, to have some lieutenants that are, also carrying the same message, and they understand where the player is coming from because they can relate to it from that standpoint as well.
Kick is away.
Ooh, here's a good one.
Another great kick for Rico, the BYU transfer. And the return is on, but the Aggies get there pretty quick, just outside the 20.
Flag down at about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, way over on the sideline. 59-yard kick pending this flag, 10 yards on the return.
I believe it's going to go against the Aggies.
Receiving team, number 1. 10 yards from the end of the kick. First down.
It's almost inevitable on a return. If there's a flag, it's on the return team, right?
Yeah, and they're backing them up.
Good look at Bronco Mendenhall. They didn't ask him in our interview that we had. Now, we know that he's a rodeo guy. We also know that he loves to surf.
Yeah, that's right.
He has these surfing vacations to, he goes to Hawaii fairly regularly and goes and surfs there. My question is, if you have a choice between, you can have a rodeo outing or you
surf
can
outing?
surf outing.
No.
Which one do you take?
Well, he'd probably say rodeo.
It's like a rodeo on the water when you're surfing. Like he gets the best of both worlds.
How would you know? You've never
Because
surfed.
what are you talking
He's from Southern
I grew up in
California.
Southern California. What are you talking
That's
about?
not really surfing.
on first down. 2 yards on the pickup.
Touche.
I don't think he had much. He spent so much time talking about rodeo that he didn't have any time to talk about.
No, he couldn't.
He loved talking about rodeo.
He's got to be a longboard guy, right?
Yeah, he's a longboard.
He's a longboard guy. Yeah.
Multifaceted, multi-talented athlete, Bronco Mendenhall. Second down, 8. Jake Strong at quarterback, the sophomore. And screen outside, not really a screen, but a short pass outside, and that is caught for a couple. They're going to be about 3 yards shy.
That's
Jesse
very
Campbell.
manageable third down here.
That is a nice completion there. Great job by the receiver ducking a tackle and picking up some extra yardage.
3rd and 2. Jaden Thompson in the backfield next to Strong. He vacates. Here goes Strong. And Strong is hit, and down he goes. And a sack for the Aggies. And William Holmes comes up with his third sack of the season.
And that's at least the second time, Lemma, when we've seen Strong drop back without recognizing pressure coming from the defensive side. And before he can realize it, he's being sacked, and fourth down again for McNeese.
So again, Javen Jacobs out to receive the punt. He's standing at the McNeese 45. And it's a high kick. Fair catch called for at the 46. The Aggies have been stuck on 13 points for some time. 39-yard kick.
Get a chance to start this drive in McNeese territory.
Aggies lead 13-0 on the Mountain West Network. Back here in Logan.
That was entertaining.
I don't know if that was real, though.
I don't think that was that real?
We saw one of our men in blue there dancing with the Aggies mascot. All right, first down for the Aggies. Bryson Barnes at quarterback, and Barnes has to unload that, and it's out of bounds. The pressure was coming, trying to hit Jacobs. He was fortunate just to get rid of that ball.
One thing about this field, this stadium, that I never experienced, all the stadiums I played in, I've never been in a stadium where the stands were this close to the sideline.
It's so close. It's like 10 yards.
And even in the end zone, in the south end zone, if you're running the route, you got a chance you might hit the wall.
Barnes has only completed one of his last five, but look at this. Miles Davis, huge pickup all the way down inside the 30-yard line. They're going to spot it at the 28.
What do you call that, Alema? It was like a slow weave through the
serpentine.
Serpentine.
I call it 18 yards on the pickup and first down. Barnes, plenty of time. And then he just has to run it out of bounds. Oh, he just flattened the.
We had a conversation with the chain gang down on the field as we're getting ready for the game here tonight.
The guy on the box just got leveled.
He
sure did.
Referees are still over there.
Well, we were talking about how close the stands are to the sideline, which can be intimidating for a visiting team. But the guys that are always in harm's way is the chain gang.
Oh, he's up now.
He's up.
Good for him.
He took the shot from Bryson.
Well, Frank, on some of our other broadcasts, Frank Dolce will grade the chain gang. That's got to get some points.
Oh, yeah. I think that was a big positive for the chain. I mean, he stood his ground. He took the shot.
Popped right up.
We'll see if he gets the down marker right.
Second down, 12. Miles Davis. Davis gets to the outside, and Davis gets to the end zone. A 30-yard touchdown.
What a play by Davis. He does a fantastic job getting away from Brady Boyd in the backfield. He kind of gives a leaping dead leg. Watch right here as he gets past that first initial defender.
Boyd through the block.
Boyd
it was
on
incredible.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
Boyd on the. Watch this at the end, just allowing the Davis to get into the end zone with the block. A terrific play.
But avoiding the tackle from Shoes Brinkley in the backfield, that part was impressive. And then the burst of speed to turn the corner and get to the end zone. Great run by Davis.
20-0. Our score here. 4 plays, 46 yards. In a minute, Davis, 2 carries on this drive alone for 48 yards. And, of course, the bulk of it on that last play. He's got 7 carries for 70 on the night.
It's one of our favorite parts of being here at Maverick Stadium, the Utah
Scotsman.
State University home student crowd. They are fantastic. The Scotsmen, a tradition here at Utah State.
Well, they're fantastic, unless you're the opposing coach. or the opposing
right
team.
on top of you.
We were here early, and we watched as McNeese State ran off the field after warm-ups, and it was from the 20-yard line on the south side to the 20-yard line on the north side, that it was nonstop chatter,
raining boos, and all kinds of chatter.
Yeah, we like to watch the chain gang and see how active they are on the sideline.
I think the early grade is pretty good. I mean,
yeah, I think they're good.
We'll give a mid-turn grade at halftime.
Well, we're all looking forward to that. First down for the Cowboys, who are being shut out so far by the Aggies. Strong in this game, 3 of 10 for 34 yards. He's finding it to be a little bit tough sledding, but a big hole opens up, and Trayvonte Citizen all the way down near the 20-yard line. Biggest play of the night by far for the Cowboys. Right as I said, it was tough sledding. They pull that off.
Well, he gets a great block up front, and he walks through a wide open hole, makes one guy miss, and then the speed in the secondary able to track him down, but not till he gains all the way down to the 24-yard line.
How about 51 yards on the pickup? And this time not quite the same for Citizen. Gets maybe 3.
Well, you see the explosiveness of Citizen. Just needed a little seam. That's all he needs, is a seam at the line of scrimmage to break into the second level. But Utah State's front 7 has been so good tonight, it has been difficult to find that seam.
Second down, 7. And again, this time it's Colby Ham.
That time, that front 7 shutting it down almost immediately. No hole to run through that time.
So back-to-back runs that have totaled 4 yards. So 3rd and 6.
Well, we'll see what McNeese dials up here. Maybe a draw, maybe something in the screen game.
Ham in the backfield next to Strong. And Strong to throw, gets up, wide open, out in the flat. And Jonathan Harris, how about that? Gets to the end zone, and the Cowboys are on the board.
Bit of a gamble that time from Utah State. They brought the house. Nice job by Jake Strong to diagnose it quickly, get the ball out, wide open, and a touchdown for Harris.
20 yards on the play.
Here's the goofy lineup for the kick, and now they'll shift. But McNeese takes advantage of the big 51-yard run.
Yeah, huge. Fabrizio Pinton with the point after, and that kick is up and good. So back to a 13-point lead for the Aggies. They go 4 plays in just under 2 minutes, 75 yards. And as you mentioned, Frank, the bulk of it, that 50-yard pickup, and Harris finished it off with a 20-yard touchdown.
That is a little bit of a risk right there when you bring everybody, because you just don't have the numbers to cover everyone out of the backfield. So it was a terrific play call at the right time for McNeese, and they find their way into the end zone.
Broncos defensive coordinator Nick Howell, another coach that's been with them a long time. He was the DC at New Mexico, as a matter of fact, last year, and at Virginia, BYU. He's been with him through it all, but he's actually from this area, or he's coached in this area. Coached at Skyview High School back in the day. Also coached at Ben Lomond and Weber, all schools nearby. Right now, he's probably not too happy that a defense coordinator never wants the opponent to score at all.
No. Any score is a failure for a defensive coordinator. And those guys are typically relentless. Even if you get into a situation where you're bringing in, some second-team guys, third-team guys at the end of a game, they still don't want to let you score.
That kick sails into the end zone. The Aggies opened league play last week and then go back into a non-league game this week. And the next week they go to Vanderbilt.
Oh,
That's
that's
an interesting schedule.
It is interesting, and there was some thought about whether or not Utah State would be overlooking McNeese State
getting ready
for Vanderbilt. And I think you could say, based on the performance so far tonight, that is not at all the case.
Back comes the Aggie offense.
Coach
And
Mendenhall
Barnes.
did tell us in the interview they had a great week of practice.
Miles Davis gets to the outside, rolls ahead, pickup of 7. Kind of yardage he is piling up. He's on his way to a 100-yard day if he keeps going at this clip.
Yeah, came in with 31 carries, 192 yards in the TD. Also good out of the backfield, 70 yards receiving with a couple of touchdowns.
His numbers just on first down are phenomenal. He's got 5 carries, 27 yards. So he's averaging over 5 yards a carry on first down. And look at the hit at the end of that run.
And
That
is so critical, your first down plays, because it really it determines the rest of that series. And if you can get good yardage on first down, it sets everything up. It opens up your playbook.
No doubt, it's critical. And the defense is always trying to make you play behind the chain, so they don't want any productivity on first down.
Barnes, if he wants him, he's got Davis wide open, but he wants a lot more than that. Barnes going deep. Nearly another one of those diving catch interceptions, but it falls incomplete.
2 receivers very close together in that dilemma.
Maybe a little miscommunication that time between Pagan along with Boyd.
And because they were so close together,
the safety was able to guard both.
That's exactly right. He was able to come off of the seam route to the outside route and nearly make a play on the ball. This formation is so interesting.
They usually will shift out of it, and they sort of do, as Davis. Oh, no, instead Barnes keeps it. Another great play fake to Davis. And Barnes ends up with what's going to be about a yard shy of the first, so 3rd and 1 coming.
I think that's a crummy spot. Let's see it on the replay. I think that's a crummy spot. They're a yard off.
It looked like he was beyond the yard to gain.
Yeah.
4 for 7 on 3rd down conversions. Barnes fakes, and Barnes looking. He only needs a yard. He can probably run for it, and he does. Just does get out of bounds in time. You know, they can review those things, but it's like on that previous play. I don't know why they didn't choose to, but
they may have, but Utah State is running this hurry-up offense.
Yeah.
And so maybe the review team doesn't have time.
Well, I think pace of play, you just tell your offense, we're going to go out and get the first down on this next play. You know, don't want to interrupt the pace that we're trying to move at right now.
So another first down as the Aggies continue to move the ball well in this first half. 3.5 to play here in Logan, Utah, on a beautiful night for football. And out in the flat, Miles Davis. And he lowers the head and will pick up 5.
Speaking of pace of play, remember when Bronco Mendenhall was at BYU and Robert Anai was his offensive coordinator, and they were trying to run like 90 plays, offensive plays. I mean, it was breakneck speed.
Every 7 seconds.
Screen.
They ran a play.
Davis has it. Davis got a couple of blockers. He's got a first down and more. Down to the 35-yard line.
Back-to-back plays where Davis took a shot at the end of a carry. Look at the replay. He delivered a shot, too.
I think the same thing. Like, Miles Davis is also delivering a blow as he's going down. He's taking some hits, too, but he knows how to finish a run.
Barnes running all the way. Quarterback draw. What a move.
Did you hear the reaction from the crowd?
Yes.
He sold Sibley.
That was like
some
a
property.
crossover at an NBA game where everybody went, oh!
Come on. I mean, that is not a conventional. Like,
No.
It's like my high school coach used to tell me, the thing about you is you're deceptively slow.
Yeah.
That felt like that move. It was so slow, the defender didn't know what to do with it.
That's the 2-minute timeout. Aggies leading 20-7 here on the Mountain West Network. We still have 2 minutes to go before the half. Fans here are loving it. And in that
The Macarena has made a comeback.
It's a thing. I mean, I remember that when I was in high school. Utah State,
They didn't have that in the 1800s.
342 yards of total offense in the first half.
Wow.
If you like balance, 174 passing, 168 rushing. That's phenomenal. And Barnes, boy, he kept that football emphatically. And here goes Barnes, stiff arms his way all the way down inside the 5-yard line. Watch the fight on this handoff.
Well, watch when he stops. The defenders overrun him. Whoops. And then he cuts it back. I mean,
23 yards on the pickup, takes a big hit at the end of it. 1st and goal for the Aggies.
He's not your typical dual threat guy.
I know.
But he's the dual threat.
But he's a dual threat.
Barnes going to keep it again. Cuts back into the end zone. Another touchdown for the Aggies.
There's so many times when a running back will have a bunch of runs on a series, get down to the end zone, and it's like, let him pay it off. Like, give it to the running back.
Yes.
This is a situation where a couple of big plays by Bryson Barnes is like, let him finish it off.
Let him finish. But, you know, Miles Davis also had a very nice series of plays on that particular offensive set.
Point after, up and good. And the Aggies now up by 20. Minute and a half to play here, first half.
That was a good answer by the Aggies offense after McNeese State scored their first touchdown of the game.
Well, and if you're McNeese, you realize you have some firepower after what they demonstrated going down early against Weber State and then making a furious comeback in that game. So they'll have to get settled in here, minute 33 to half. But on the other side, Utah State, this kind of feels like exactly what you want to do in a game where you feel like you have the advantage, is to keep pressure, don't make mistakes, keep balance on the offensive side, dominate on the defensive side. It feels like Utah State is accomplishing all of their goals so far in the first half of play.
That last drive, 10 plays, 75 yards, but Barnes himself just on that drive carried the ball 5 times for 45 yards. I mean, this is an offense Kevin McGiven has definitely built around the talents of his quarterback. And you can tell Barnes is just having a great time.
Well, we talked about what a great fit this is for Bronco Mendenhall. You could say the same thing when talking about Bryson Barnes.
Yeah.
And when we asked Coach Mendenhall, I said, what do you think about Bryson Barnes? He says, I couldn't have a better fit at quarterback for me coming in here to take over this program. Leader both on the field, off the field.
Oh, how about that? Giving chase, nearly coming up with the quarterback sack as Jake Strong manages to somehow get rid of that football. So second down coming.
That's our first time really calling John Miller's name. He was so active in the game against Air Force a week ago here at Maverick Stadium.
You shared some of the comments that Bronco made about him early on.
Yeah.
Boys, he had to really work to get that spot, And it's paid off for him. Citizen gets maybe a yard.
Yeah, similar to the comments we made about Miles Davis.
Yeah.
He said John Miller, similarly, he came in and I looked at him and I said, this guy's got a lot of work to do to get on the field.
That's exactly what he said.
That's exactly what he said.
I wasn't sure he was going to make it.
Yeah. And it's grueling. Playing for Bronco Mendenhall is not easy. And there's a lot of things that you have to check the boxes on and make sure you're taking care of things both on and off the field. And like the defense is not easy to adapt to and learn if you have not come from the 3-3-5.
Mm-hmm.
And give credit to John Miller because he has become a star in this defense.
Well, it's kind of Bronco's secret sauce as well in taking a bunch of transfers.
Yep.
I mean, we're talking 80, 90 transfers and bringing them all together in a short period of time because it's like you forged this unit under fire, and it is under fire with Bronco Mendenhall.
Close to the nation's lead in transfers, but is the leader in the nation in fourth-year transfers. So a lot of veteran that transferred in. Good experience there as Strong. Whoa. Down he goes. And Strong hit by William Holmes.
That was like a tidal wave. Just completely overwhelmed the offensive front.
This time they bring the pressure, and there was just no opportunity, no chance whatsoever for Strong to avoid getting sacked.
That's Holmes' second sack, so he's doubled his total this season, now 4. You saw John Miller come up and kind of mop up after Holmes had gotten to Strong first. The Aggies are going to get one more shot at this with just over a minute to play in the half. Jacobs back at the 43-yard line. And that is a high kick and a fair catch called for and secured just shy of midfield. So a 33-yard punt there and just over a minute to play. Plenty of time for the Aggies.
Yeah, good
they got
starting
the ball,
field position for this drive.
Yep.
We were watching the guys warm up, punting before the game down on the field, and it is unbelievable how high the ball goes.
Oh, we almost got hit a couple times. You had to save me once and Lemma
I
once.
did save you, and now I'm regretting it. But I did.
Wow.
I did challenge a Lemma to catch one of those punts.
That's so hard to do.
I caught some punts in high school, and after the third time, I told Coach, I think kickoffs only.
I'm done. Yeah.
I'm only doing
Do you remember when
kickoffs.
you and I were calling games for the Blaze, and they had that media day,
in the
and they
arena
had
league.
us try to go back and catch off the
Nearly
arena league off the
impossible.
net? Oh, you can't do it. Barnes, here he goes again. And Barnes, a first down all the way down inside the 40-yard line. Stop the clock long enough to move the chains.
Yeah, got to get to the line quickly. Watch Pagan, number 11, as Barnes starts directing traffic and says, block him right there. And Pagan gives him a good block, and he's able to pick up a few more yards.
11 yards on that pickup. Now Barnes looking to throw downfield. Caught and out of bounds. Absolutely perfect move right there for Brady Boyd.
Boyd catches that ball right in front of his head coach, Bronco Mendenhall. Get a look from Bryson Barnes, his point of view.
16
nice
yards
job
on that pickup. Just kept the foot in. They've only used about 6 or 7, well, maybe 10 seconds on this drive so far, and they're already down to the 25. And Barnes again, screen pass outside. Jacobs out of bounds.
Again, this is what you get with Bryson Barnes, who's got just so much experience.
Yeah, complete command of the offense.
Clock stopped at 40 seconds now, so Barnes gets the final call from Kevin McGivern's staff. Second down. He's going to take off again. And Barnes cuts back again and just lays the wood. And he's all the way down near the goal line.
He
Clock
gets
is
to
at
the
29.
1 yard line when conventional wisdom would have said slide at the 5.
Get down. Get down. He doesn't. And now we have a player from McNeese.
Well, he's left just
Should have
a path
maybe
in
slid
his
at
wake.
the 5-yard line. He says, no, sir.
18 yards on the pickup.
Wow. Talk about finishing a run.
Keenan Landry is the lineman that's down for McNeese.
And Javen Davis put his shoulder in there. He took the worst of it, hitting Bryson Barnes.
This was a 20-7 game. It seemed like not long ago. And a couple late touchdowns and an opportunity for Utah State again. Remember, they got this ball midfield with under a minute to play and just executed this drive perfectly.
The McNeese State player able to get up under his own power and see if he'll
Landry's up.
get a little assistance off the field.
How about Barnes' numbers now? 15 of 23, good percentage. 194 yards, good yardage. 2 touchdowns. All of this in the half. Oh, but he also has 11 carries for 101 yards.
100 yards on the
in
ground.
the first half. And a touchdown.
Well, he's been able to take advantage of these seams at the line of scrimmage. If he doesn't see anything open downfield, he takes off, and there's been a lot of running room.
Javen Jacobs, about 8 yards deep.
First and goal. Jacobs has it. Jacobs lowers the head, and Jacobs appears to be in the end zone. And there's the signal. It's another Aggie touchdown.
I like it when you're on the 1 yard line, Frank. You just tell your offensive line, we need 1 yard. You tell your running back, we need 1 yard. And I believe that we can get it. You put your running back about 8 yards deep, let him get a full head of steam as he hits that line of scrimmage. And he gets in for the touchdown.
That offensive line able to create a push and a nice little seam.
This is Barnes' third career 100-yard rushing game, and he's done it before the half. That's phenomenal. 5 plays, 52 yards in 43 seconds.
You know, Barnes is also the holder on the kicks.
But that's a nice weapon to have in case you want to fake it.
It is kind of a nice weapon to have unless you send a gunner after him just to take out the quarterback. You don't think that would happen, Alan?
I don't know if I like the way you think, Frank.
I mean, if I was a special teams coach and I saw the starting quarterback who's now hurt me for, you go 250 yards.
How about the guys you saw us in the NFL with guys like Randall Cunningham or going way back Danny White that also punted.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks who also punted.
Yes.
You don't see that anymore.
No.
And Randall Cunningham could crush a punt.
Randall Cunningham was one of a kind.
Yeah, he was. I actually worked in Vegas while he was at UNLV down there. Got to know him really well. And that kick into the end zone, so 22 seconds left for McNeese in this first half.
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't Danny White the backup quarterback but the starting punter?
But then he became the starting quarterback. You're correct. They had him punting, but even that's a great weapon to have your backup quarterback.
I should have known that my Dallas Cowboys trivia
what are you talking about?
would be jumped all over. It's like, let's talk about the Cowboys.
But, dude, don't forget he coached the Blaze while we were doing that.
How can I forget?
No,
of course.
no one forgot that.
Yeah, he was – I mean, that's my time. That's my Cowboys. Having grown up in Dallas. But, yeah, you really just don't see that anymore.
Pretty sure McNeese State is going to be
they're going to let this
satisfied letting this thing run out.
That's going to do it. What a half for the Aggies, guys, and what a half for Bryson Barnes. Going over 100 yards for the third time in his career, and we're only at halftime. The only question that remains now is, do the Aggies keep their foot on the gas in the second half? And how long does Bryson play?
Yeah, we may get a chance to see Jacob Conover.
That's a familiar name.
Yep. Well, we talk about all the transfers from Utah and BYU.
One thing I love about this stadium is how they cross paths going to the locker room. The Aggies always graciously wait while the visitors make their way, and then off they go. Beautiful facility they built some years ago just north of the field here. The Jim and Carol Lobb Athletics and Academics Complex is just fantastic. Great place to watch a game. We ought to broadcast a game from there sometime. I think there's a buffet from what I can see. We're at the half here. 34-7 Aggies on KMYU TV locally and the Mountain West Network. Welcome back to Logan, Utah. The Aggies and the Cowboys 34-7 as we start the second half. Cowboys to get the ball first. And what a half it was for Utah State, guys, especially Bryson Barnes.
Great first half for Bryson Barnes, over 100 yards on the ground. He was very effective in the passing game. And if you're McNeese State, I'm curious what the conversation was like in the locker room, but they've got to get some offense going here. They've had little moments where they shined.
So on first down, here comes Trevante Citizen. Gets a couple of yards before he's knocked back, but they'll give him 2 yards.
He ran into a wall led by Tyree Morris.
When you talk about making adjustments at halftime for McNeese, you know, do you talk about better execution or different type of play calling or whatever? You have to stick to the things that you do well, but it's just Utah State's been so good at the line of scrimmage.
Same thing on second down, just no room. In fact, they're going to lose a yard, so it's going to be 3rd and 10. Good to be broadcasting Aggie football again this year here on KMYU locally and the Mountain West Network.
Bobby Arnold coming in from his safety position.
Third and 10. And Jake Strong to throw, looking left the whole way. Oh, that is nearly picked off. And that ball was up for grabs.
That was Arnold once again. He just got in the backfield, this time dropping back in coverage and gets a hand on the ball.
Arnold was actually covering a different receiver, but saw the pass and dropped off of the receiver, nearly picking the ball off.
So that didn't take long. The Aggies are going to get the ball back as Jacob standing at his 35-yard line, awaiting the punt of Fabrizio Pinton, and here we go. Oh, that was nearly blocked, but a great kick. And fair catch called for, and the Aggies will bring the offense out at the 32-yard line. 42-yard punt.
And if you're Utah State, you want to maintain the momentum that you had going into halftime. You got the ball back with under a minute to play. You drove down and put the ball in the end zone. Between Miles Davis and Bryson Barnes, they were able to get a lot of that on the ground.
So first down, and here we go. Barnes at quarterback, the graduate senior. And Miles Davis picking up where he left off in the first half. Good carry. Picking up 6.
Miles does a nice job of allowing his receiver out on that wide side to set up that block and cut underneath. Sometimes, running backs, when they get out there, they can't decide whether they're going to go around the outside and turn the corner or turn it up, and they end up running into the receiver who's making the block. That time, Miles Davis did a great job.
Sometimes it's hard being patient, letting that block.
Second and short, getting the ball outside, and Barnes' pass is complete, and Jacobs has first down yardage.
The creativity in the play calling, the mix of run and pass for Utah State has been very. I mean, when it all works, then you can say, "Wow, that's been really effective play calling." but it kind of feels that way tonight.
Kevin McGibbon, the offensive coordinator, has been with Coach Mendenhall a long time. And trying to get outside Jacobs. Flag just came in here.
Yeah, there's going to be a hold on the edge.
I think it was Jacobs as he was peeling back to make a block. Take a look if we get a replay here.
Holding. Offense. Number 11. 10-yard penalty.
Oh.
First down.
So Pagan on the hold. Jacobs was carrying the ball.
Pagan, the UCLA transfer. Wait, do you think he's happy about transferring from UCLA?
Oh, my
Wow.
word.
Yes.
That program is in trouble.
If you look at the offensive depth chart, let me just read off some of the schools these guys were at. Pitt, Purdue, Baylor, BYU, Texas Tech, Utah, Arizona State, Arizona, UCLA, New Mexico. That's just the offensive starters. Deep ball drops right into the lap of Pagan. How about that, inside the 30-yard line?
What a beautifully thrown ball from Bryson Barnes, who doesn't look like he's feeling 100% right now. He keeps on stretching out his shoulders.
And he's kind of limping.
But he dropped that one right on the money.
38 yards on the pickup, all the way down to the 30-yard line. And this time Barnes keeps. Oh, takes a shot at the end of that run. I'm not sure who got the worst end of that.
Well, Barnes plays that way, and
that was a Barnes slide. Just so everybody's aware, that's what Barnes sliding looks like.
Yeah, where you're still taking or initiating contact. It's not really a slide, but the way that he plays, he's not going to slide. He's not going to go out of bounds, and he does put his body at risk.
Second down and short. And Davis gets maybe a yard. You saw Bronco Mendenhall there in his first season here in Logan, and we had a chance to visit with him this week, and you can tell he just loves this fit. He's got family here. There's plenty of places to ride horses. His sons do that.
Yeah, he's got one son that's still competing in rodeo. Got another son who's on this team, has been dealing with some injuries.
Just absolutely loves it here. In fact, we talked a lot of football, but when it came around to living here in Logan and rodeo and that kind of thing, he just lit
saw
up.
Him light up.
Yeah,
huh?
He just loved it. Third and short, lot going on here. Play clock down to 1. They do get that off. Davis has it. Ooh. That was a lot of side-to-side work, and I think he's shy of the first.
I know.
I think he had to get to the 20.
I would like to see the end of this play. It looked like he crossed the 20 and then got hit backwards. I don't know if they gave him forward progress.
They backed it up.
Yeah, they've backed it up almost a yard. Well, half a yard. We'll see.
The Broncos going to leave the offense out there, obviously, this close. 4th and a half a yard, and substitutions all over the place.
I don't think that Utah State subs, so they can snap the ball whenever they want.
Oh, what a great fake. Barnes keeps it, and Barnes cuts it back, and he's into the end zone. Give him another touchdown. 21 yards.
Somebody pull up the career stats for Bryson Barnes, because he is on his way to a record-setting night on the ground.
Are you asking the sources?
And into the end zone.
Yeah, that wasn't like just directed generally. That's really to one guy in the booth.
If you get the stats, please call 1-800.
DM me on Instagram.
What a night for Barnes.
You're throwing that out to anybody. I love that play call. And you saw that McNeese State came in and they bunched everyone at the line of scrimmage on 4th and half a yard. That perfect play fake. Nobody home to stop Barnes.
Point after is up and good. So 41-7 on a career high 193 yards. That's his career high.
Right.
Tonight he's got 128 rushing. Back here in Logan, Utah, on a beautiful night for football, and the Aggies dominating McNeese. It was a close game for a quarter and somewhat early into the second quarter, but they've really taken control since then.
Utah State on their sideline has a little celebration for
the kickoff.
For the kickoff here.
And a fair catch.
McNeese has been
very conservative.
very
Yeah,
conservative.
they've caught a couple of kickoffs tonight. 8 plays, 69 yards on that last drive, by the way, in 4 minutes.
Are we at the point in our relationship where I'm finishing your sentences?
Something like
That's
that.
disturbing.
It's a little. I don't know how I feel
boy.
about that.
I don't know if that is disturbing or the fact that I don't really care that's disturbing.
Well, we certainly are at that point in our relationship.
Beyond caring. Back comes Jake Strong and the McNeese Cowboys on offense. And Strong drops to throw. Ooh, sidearms that ball over to Senegal. And he's upended after a pickup of 6.
He's targeted Senegal a few times tonight without a lot of success.
Yeah, especially early in that first half. Missed him a couple of times.
But that's a good play on first down, getting ahead of the chains.
2nd and 4. And this time they'll try to get it on the ground with Ham. And he's got a first down.
Oh.
I know you were thinking the ball came
looked
out.
like it looked like the ball shifted as he went down, but it did not. He picked up a nice first down right there.
Yeah, he grabbed it.
Oh,
he was
did.
down anyway.
He was.
So a first down for the Cowboys. And again, Ham. Left side of that line, testing that out, gets a little over 3.
McNeese State now getting a little bit of a push at the offensive line. That's 3 productive plays in a row. About 4 yards on that first down carry.
And they just really have struggled offensively. And, you know, again, Jake Strong coming off a great game last week, albeit in a loss, and was able to get the conference offensive player of the week honors because of his play.
We got some movement, as the Aggies pointed out.
You hear in the background the student section.
Illegal snap. Offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And they just, Frank, speaking of McNeese State, have not been able to get anything going offensively. You know, they've been able to be successful at times on the ground, but the passing game has really struggled.
Very much so. And I go back to just the relentless pressure of this Utah State defensive front.
And there it comes again. They have flushed Strong out of the pocket, and he has to run.
Whoa.
Big hit at the end of that run. I mean, he collided with Noah Vingder. And I'd say that was pretty equal, but what a collision.
Yeah, you don't expect your quarterback to drop the shoulder like that.
No. 3rd and 2.
Probably a little frustration in the way he ended that run.
Yeah, Strong just went to the sideline.
1 for 8 on 3rd down conversions tonight. They've only converted 1.
So they'll have a wildcat type of formation here. They'll break the huddle.
And keeping and
I don't think he got there.
Oh, I do not think so. Tyree Morris wrapped him up. Let's see where they spot it.
I think at this point you keep your offense on the
you
field
may as well,
regardless,
sure.
but great job by this Utah State defense. Running back gets stoned right at the line of scrimmage. Great job coming up and making a stop is Tyree Morris.
Morris would not be denied on the defensive side, so it is 4th and short.
4th and inches. And looks like they're going to just try to sneak
I don't know
it.
that he's going to get there.
No, I think you're right.
No,
now, the near official has him. Actually, they both
at
do.
the line to gain. We'll see where they finally end up. Now he's
getting pushed.
He's behind the 50.
He's getting pushed. Let's see if the chain gain gets a.
Normally they would already be signaling the chains.
If they put the ball down and even touches the line, it's first down.
There you go.
And it is. There you go. That's an easy one. Crowd doesn't care for that, but it is a first down. 6.5 to play, 3rd quarter. Bronco Mendenhall still talking to the line judge on this side. He didn't love it. Oh, nearly tackled in the backfield. Thompson ultimately does end up losing a yard.
William Holmes was on that backside pursuit, as he has been several times in this game tonight.
Yeah, we said it earlier. You leave that guy unblocked.
Because you think, oh, he's not going to get to the play.
Never going to get to the play, but what a motor. Runs it down from behind. 2nd and 10. I think they lost a little based on the spot.
Yeah, they did about half a yard. Jalen Thompson's still in at running back for McNeese on this drive. He's been in for several plays as Strong throws incomplete. Trying to hit his tight end.
That was just the classic
looking
upfield before you secure the football.
Nice pass by Strong. I mean, you couldn't place it out there any better.
Yeah, but you know, as a receiver, running back, receiving the ball, you gotta look that thing all the way in, then secure it, then get upfield.
3rd and 10.
So substitutions here.
Oh, this is an interesting rule now where
and they're going to have to take a timeout.
It forces you. I just wonder about that because
they've got. I agree.
They need to adjust that somehow because you're just forcing them to either take a delay a game. You know, there's something needs to be adjusted, in my opinion.
It's the defensive side's way of trying to balance this scale.
Yes.
We are back 41-7. Aggies leading, but the Cowboys trying to keep this drive alive on a 3rd and 10. Jake Strong at quarterback, the sophomore. And Jake throws. That was batted down. And Noah Avenger knocks that one down.
Avenger transferring over with Bronco Mendenhall from New Mexico. Gets a hand up in the passing lane. Show a little vertical leap there. He's got some hops.
I read you the offensive players and where they had come from. Here's some of the defensive starters. Lafayette, BYU, New Mexico State, New Mexico, Oregon State, Utah Tech. All over the place. And this kick is safely away, and a fair catch called for Jacobs. Be interesting to see now if Bryson Barnes comes back into the game after the 37-yard punt. We have seen Jacob Conover warm up a few times.
Barnes still has his helmet on, and
I don't think he wants to come out by any means, but we'll find out when we come back. Welcome back here to Logan. Just an interesting note here. This starting position for Utah State represents their worst starting field position of the game. They've been averaging at their own 30. So we'll see what they do here at the 10-yard line. And Barnes still in the game, but he goes in motion. And the direct snap. And Anthony Garcia. Good yardage there.
That was very interesting, Dave, but I have to be honest. I was watching the Kiss Cam because Kiss
Making
Cams
sure nothing
this
dangerous
year have been
you gotta
wow. It's been a little bit of an adventure with the Kiss Cam.
If it finds its way up here, definitely drop to the floor. 2nd and 3. And already the Aggie. Oh, look at Barnes gets out there. He's lead blocking. He blocked a couple of guys, missed one, and then ends up all the way up near midfield. And so much for that worst starting
Here's
position.
the thing. This play is designed to go right off the guard.
Yeah.
He saw that the hole was clogged up, so he bounces it outside, and Bryson Barnes says, I'm down with this. Let's go.
23 yards on the pickup.
You know what you said? Like, he carries out every fake, and so he's just carrying out his fake, and all of a sudden, his running back is right behind him.
And you know what he
go
said?
Throw a block.
He said, bet.
That's
Let's
unreal.
go.
What a tough kid. Deep ball. Wide open and caught Man, did Pagan have his man beat or what?
That was a beautifully thrown ball by Bryson Barnes, who is just racking up the stats in this game, both on the ground and in the air. Drops this one right on the money.
How about 50 yards on the money?
The reigning conference offensive player of the week is putting on a show.
Boy, he sure is doing everything. Scoring, running, throwing, blocking, going to the corner, and it's another touchdown for Brady Boyd and the Aggies. Well, you said it, 11, putting on a show.
Another perfectly thrown ball. A little separation in the corner of the end zone for Brady Boyd.
Well, Bryson Barnes is putting on a show, and he's been fantastic tonight. Take nothing away from the performance of Bryson Barnes, but I think we have to look at what's happening up front as well, because he has had very little harassment tonight in the offensive backfield.
Oh, and he's also the holder on the point after. And another perfect kick for Tanner Rinker, who's been perfect all season. You know what they haven't done this year, they've done in years past? We used to count them up as the push-ups. You notice that?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any tonight.
Oh,
Well, we'll keep our eye. In fact, if we look in the north end zone right now, the push-ups are happening.
Oh, yeah. No,
so you asked for it, you got it, Fox.
Yeah.
Okay, I
They're
see.
doing
It's
it.
kind of hidden over. Oh, it's one guy on a board.
Well, it's
I
the
see.
ROTC group that
Okay.
is down there in the north end zone.
But you remember that they had a whole group. The cheerleaders were doing
That's
it
a
for
lot.
while.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask Frank to do the math on this. I'll probably ask Tyson.
Yeah,
our stats
ask the
guy.
sources. Yeah.
48 points, right? And there was no
How many
field goals, all
push-ups?
touchdowns?
Yeah,
All
touchdowns.
Yeah,
How many
but
push-ups
one
would that
missed
be?
One
point
missed
after.
PAT, so at one point it was only an addition of 6.
Yeah.
We'll get that number
Oh,
to
he's working on it already.
our viewing audience here in a moment.
Hey, Tyson,
So-
carry the one on that.
Last week, Barnes had 2 passing TDs, 3 rushing TDs. This week, he has 3 rushing TDs, 2 passing TDs. Just absolutely unloading tonight. 393 yards passing, 13 carries. He's been everywhere.
He's had a terrific night. No
Yeah.
question about it.
So 5 TDs each in the last 2 games, 10 total. 189 push-ups is what you're required to do when you hit your 48th point, and they're all touchdowns.
Wow. That is something.
It's off by a point because they missed the 1 point after. All right, here we go. First down, and Jake Strong and the Cowboys. And Jake looking downfield. Oh, I think he might have been out of bounds on that one. There's a flag out.
That's an interesting place for a flag. I
Yeah,
wonder if there was.
I think it's going to be offensive pass interference.
Well, he definitely got some separation.
I can tell you, if you're looking down on the field and just trying to figure out what the body language is from players, Noah Flores is saying that is pass interference on the offense, just so you know.
And they're already walking that way.
He's immediately telling Coach Mendenhall, because Coach Mendenhall is saying, why is there a flag in my defensive backfield? So he's just letting him know, hey, Coach, that's offensive. I was clean on that. We'll see the call here.
After review, the pass was incomplete. Pass interference.
Wow.
Offense. The penalty's half the distance to the goal line. It'll be first down.
Pushes them all the way back to the 12-yard line.
And they'll need to get to the 35-yard line for a first down here.
By the way, the Aggies now have a pair of 100-yard rushers for the first time in 2 years. Barnes and Davis have each gone over 100 yards in this game.
I'm going to guess the last time it happened, it wasn't a quarterback involved.
Probably not. On first down, they'll keep it on the ground and pick up a few. Tyree Morris wrapping them up. Devontae Citizen.
Some good-looking blocking up front that time for McNeese State.
Yeah, McNeese State has just been behind the chains all night.
2nd and 18. And Citizen again. Not yet back to the original line of scrimmage, so a 3rd and 13 coming up, and a flag just came in late.
Yeah,
some sort of personal foul.
That's going to go, I believe, against Hamblin 4 on the Utah State side. I think that he got caught in a retaliation.
Hamblin, a transfer from Utah Tech. Played his high school ball at Syracuse High School.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 4, his first of the game, 15-yard penalty, and an automatic first down.
You know, Frank and Lemon and I call a lot of high school games here in Utah, and we've called Hamblin many times at Syracuse. He was about a 3-year starter up there. He's a good one.
Well, they looked like they were going to be hard-pressed to get a first down, but that penalty will be an automatic first down for McNeese State.
7th first down in the game for the Cowboys, and that pass behind. 2nd down.
I'm not sure if he was looking for his receiver to maybe drift a little bit, settle down in that zone, maybe drift a little to the inside.
Yeah,
it looked off target.
It looked exactly like that, Alema. Strong looking for his receiver to keep moving a little inside.
And Josh Jackson, just a freshman who he was targeting. Out of New Orleans, 2nd down 10. Tried to keep it on the ground with Citizen. And Travante gets a couple. 3rd and 8 coming.
Citizen was working hard there at the line of scrimmage. Just when it looked like he was going to break out of it, he gets ripped down. And guess who?
William Holmes once again on the tackle.
1 for 10 on 3rd down conversions, guys. 1. They've only got 1 tonight on 3rd down. They need 8 yards here. Colby Ham in the backfield to provide a little protection for Strong, and Strong's going to take off. He's got a lot of room, and he's got a first down. And as he crosses midfield.
All right, so McNeese State utilizing that penalty to keep some momentum here. Another first down on this drive.
Strong pump fake. Well, that ball sailed away.
Well, he got hit.
Yeah, Bronson Olivao Jr. That's the son of Kautai Olivao.
Kautai Olivao has one of the great hits
of all time in the Holy War history.
That is the truth.
On Ronnie Jenkins at Rice Stadium at the time. I believe it was still Rice Stadium.
It would probably be an illegal hit today.
Oh, no, for sure. Yeah. It would probably be flagged
Yeah.
now, but then, man, what a hit.
Olivao, another one of the players you asked Bronco about, immediately just gushing about him. Colby Ham on the carry, driven back, but first picks up 3.
And to your point about the compliments that Bronco Mendenhall was making of his players, it wasn't so much the football side of it as the personal side of it. Talked about Olivao being a great spiritual leader.
Yeah,
of course, his father was a great football player, but he's very active in the LDS faith as Bronson was growing up.
Another pump fake firing downfield, and that's caught for a first down. Yeah, he mentioned that he and Olivao had actually spoken together at some church functions as well.
At what they refer to as a fireside, which is a church talk that is given in the local communities. And they do that sometimes when they're here locally or if they're traveling. When he was at BYU, Bronco Mendenhall, that was a tradition that they would, on the road, do firesides and
I
give
think they
talks.
still do some of that.
Yeah.
7th snap this entire night for McNeese that's in Utah State territory. That's it, the 7th one. That's how good this Utah State defense has played. That's Colby Ham on the carry there on first down. And that's the end of the 3rd. So the Aggies continue to put the pressure on the Cowboys, leading at 48-7 with 1 quarter to play here in Logan on a beautiful night for football here on KMYU TV locally and on the Mountain West Network. We are back as we head to the 4th quarter. The current drive for McNeese, the longest in terms of plays. This is the 10th play of the drive. 49 yards in 3.5 minutes. And it's a 2nd and 8. And Jake Strong hands the ball off to Trevante Citizen. And not much there, maybe a yard, a 3rd and 7 coming.
Venegas, one of the Aggies in on the stop. Bring up a 3rd down and about 6 or 7.
McNeese State averaging about 3.6 yards per carry on the night. And that includes that big 51-yard
right.
jaunt.
2 for 2 on this drive on 3rd downs. And Strong.
Ooh.
There's a big pile, but he's well short. It's going to be about a 4th and 4.
Nice spin move by Strong. Picking up a couple extra yards, but it looks like they have no interest in the kicking game right now.
Not at all. 4th and 4. Actually, where the box is placed, it looks closer to a 4th and 5, but here we go. So Strong has an empty backfield. Takes a moment. Looks up at his offensive coordinator, Tyler Bilfing, and here we go. And that pass caught. That's a 1st down. And how about that is McAllister.
McAllister did a great job just getting inside position on his release. And Strong delivers a strike.
Nice execution right there. Good protection up front for Strong. Has a passing lane, and he puts it on his receiver's body. Nice drive right here by the Cowboys.
Yeah, how about 2 for 2 on 4th downs on this drive? They can get a 1st down at about the 2-yard line. And Strong, plenty of time going to the end zone and broken up at the last second. Good defensive play there for the Aggies. Mays gets in the way of that one. Looks like he might have actually had an opportunity to make a play on that ball.
Yeah, D'Angelo Mays was able to get a hand on it.
Second down 10. 14th play of this drive. What a drive. This is by far the best drive they've had all night. And Strong just kind of lobs that. Oh, that almost looked like he hit the ref.
The
The official did get.
Yeah. He pops up.
He'll get help to his feet.
Good defense by the guy in stripes.
Take a look right in the middle of your screen.
Oh,
That late rush by Olivao is what put the pressure on Strong. That's a tough situation to be in.
as the referee.
Yeah,
right
I
That's
in
mean,
the
middle.
worst spot to be in.
We were just talking off camera about my peripheral vision.
Or lack thereof.
I think I would just get trampled.
Yeah. Well, you just got to keep your head on a swivel, Alima.
Pass to the outside. Citizen can't hang on.
And that'll bring up 4th.
That is unfortunate for McNeese State. Citizen all by himself. I mean, in the flat, he had a lot of running room ahead of him. Had he been able to haul that one in. As the defender Holmes trailing the receiver by several yards. Big 4th down right here. They can pick up a first inside the 2-yard line.
And on fourth down, Strong goes down. And your guy got him. Third sack of the game.
Bronson Olivao out of Highland High School in Salt Lake City. Came up the middle untouched.
Oh, this Aggie defense fired up here on the Mountain West Network. Back here in Logan, and 48-7 is enough of a score where Bronco Mendenhall has decided to sit down Bryson Barnes, who's had a great night, and Jacob Conover takes over. Also a graduate assistant in Alema. He's been well-traveled. Cutting it back. How about this? Conover's trying to get up there and help lead block. On this one is Noah White. Picks up huge yardage, but Conover played at BYU, Arizona State, and now in his second year here in Logan. Final numbers for Barnes, 293 yards and 3 touchdowns passing, 128 yards and 2 touchdowns rushing. So it's second game in a row with a total of 5 touchdowns. And Conover throws the ball well out of bounds, trying to hit Davis.
Barnes hasn't taken his helmet off. And he was kind of like warming up still on the sideline. I wonder if he's
well, maybe he's going to go in another position.
Maybe he
like
doesn't.
Tight end.
Yeah. Well, I would put him like an offensive guard.
Coach, I want to do something.
Come on, Coach.
Second down.
They should put him in an ice bath.
Conover out of Chandler, Arizona. And White again gets a couple as the Aggies putting the finishing touches on this one. We still have over 11 minutes to play, though, in this game.
Yeah, Noah White, by the way, just a freshman, getting an opportunity to see some time on the field in the backfield here. This is a great opportunity early in the season for some of your younger players to get some experience, real game experience.
Third down. And Conover is going to try to run for this. And he's going to be a couple of yards shy. So do they leave? Nope, they're going to run the punt team out there. You know who just trotted off the field, was in there for a couple of plays? Number 20 for the offense.
Is that Tate Kerr?
Tate Kerr, whose father is the head coach of Corner Canyon.
You know, it's interesting that you mentioned
the
him.
most successful high school coaches in Utah history.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. This is only the second punt of the night for the Aggies, and what a kick. That thing sails into the end zone. But Eric Kerr has 2 sons playing college football, one at Weber State, that's Noah, and then Tate is here.
And then he's still got one son, his youngest is playing
at Corner Canyon.
And
a
now.
nephew.
And a nephew.
And a nephew.
At Corner Canyon.
Care. It's a never-ending line of cares. By the way, I was talking to the strength and conditioning coach here at Utah State before the game and talking about different training techniques, and I ended up the conversation by saying, who on the Aggies is pound for pound the strongest player on the team? And she pointed out to a kid warming up, number 20. I said, well, who is that? And she said, that's Tate Kerr.
The strongest kid.
I can tell you this, that the weight room workouts for Corner Canyon are legendary. And Coach Kerr is in there leading the way, and you can guarantee if he's leading the way with the rest of the team, his sons are right there.
I think when Tate got here, he found that the strength and conditioning program, it was like he got to take a level down.
Yeah, it was like
yeah,
oh,
no
man.
kidding.
Yeah, right.
From
his dad.
This is awesome.
Well, we have Corner Canyon next week. I cannot wait to have you tell Eric that story that was relayed to you about his son. Because I'll tell you this, Eric, that guy can pump some iron. Alex Flores is the quarterback now in for McNeese as he takes off there.
Utah State's not backing off. I mean, this might be a situation where you kind of just back up a little bit and just keep everything in. They're not backing up. They just had a safety blitz on the last call, and that actually allowed Flores a little bit of run once he broke through the line of scrimmage to gain some yardage.
This is really a demonstration or manifestation of whether or not your culture is sinking in, right? When you got a situation like this, you're up 48-7, you got a 41-point lead on your opponent. Are you going to keep the pedal to the metal from 1 through 3? So your starters through your third-string players, anybody that sees the field, they have that same mindset and mentality, and that's what we're seeing.
Timeout taken here to talk about this. The Aggies, though, well on their way to getting to a 3-1 record, which they haven't done since 2019. And by that I mean winning their first 3 home games. Haven't done that since 2019. And they, of course, won their opener against UTEP 28-16. They beat Air Force here last week 49-30. And on their way to a victory over McNeese.
And if you were watching on the Mountain West Network, the halftime show, you saw Gary Anderson, former Utah State head coach, who had great success here.
Yes, he
before
did.
leaving
Before
for Oregon State. And,
well, he went to Wisconsin first, and then Oregon State.
And now assistant at BYU. But he was honored in the Hall of Fame here last week and got a ton of support, obviously, from Utah State. But he was a longtime Utah assistant coach.
Yep, very
now
good.
At BYU. And so all through the Valley, there was great support for Gary Anderson.
Mm-hmm. One of the great defensive coordinators at Utah.
Who preceded Kalani Sitake and then now Morgan Scalley.
Now Morgan Scalley. There was kind of this
Utah.
between Coach Sitake and there was kind of this transition period on the defensive side, and then Morgan Scalley took over.
Pass outside caught. And Jesse Campbell gets 4.
Flores has done a nice job on this drive. I know it's late in the game and there's this big discrepancy in the score, but Flores taking a shot here.
Well, it's his moment.
It sure is.
He's only thrown 6 passes all season coming into this game for 20 yards. Young man all the way from California out of La Mirada. 2nd and 6. And Jaden Thompson. Jalen gets maybe a couple, so another 3rd down coming.
And there's a player down on the field for McNeese. I don't know. It looks like he may be cramping. We'll hope that's the issue. Big offensive lineman.
Zach Session is the lineman that's down. And they'll take a timeout to help him out. 7:40 to play here. This is the last year the Aggies will be. You see those Mountain West logos on the field. It'll be the new look Pac-12 next season. It's 41-point lead back here in Logan, and a 3rd and 5 for McNeese. Alex Flores in at quarterback. And Flores going to take off with it. Oh, dumps it off late. And they've got the 1st down and a little bit more.
Guess who?
Olival Jr. laying a little leather.
Channeling his father. This is a great play by Flores. Look at this. Just dumps it off over the middle, picks up a nice 1st down for McNeese State.
10 yards on the pickup. And Jalen Thompson getting around that left side.
And Olival once again.
It's a little battle within the battle. They're not going to win this game, but they would love to get into the end zone again.
Mm-hmm.
And conversely, the Aggies would love to keep them out.
Yeah, it's almost like, you have a rough day on the golf course, but you par 18.
Yeah, then you feel good.
Like
right.
You feel
That's
a little
great
vindication.
analogy. I'd like to say I've had that happen, and I have, except for the parring 18. And right up the pipe goes Thompson again.
Matira Brown in on the stop.
So no furious comeback tonight for McNeese. And I wouldn't say, like, it wasn't like McNeese played a game that wasn't clean. Like, there weren't a bunch of problems, but Utah State has been really good.
Yeah,
Just
their
overpowered
execution,
them,
their execution has been on point.
Third
Ouch.
down. Oh, man. Flores was leveled as he let that ball go, but it's caught, and Senegal has the first down.
That time Carson Tuje, who is a transfer out of BYU, he's dropping into coverage and almost dropped right into an interception.
He was right in the passing lane, just beyond his reach. And that's one thing where I'd say McNeese struggled tonight is really picking up pressures.
Yeah.
When Utah State would bring pressure, McNeese State didn't seem to have an answer.
I still think that 3-3-5 defense poses problems because you just don't see it often enough.
Flores 4 for 4 for 41 yards in this game. Nothing doing.
Yeah, Olivao is pulling them back.
You know, that's a defense that is very productive if it's run correctly. And Bronco Mendenhall has kept that with him wherever he's gone.
Yeah.
That defensive philosophy.
Bronco at BYU,
And he's
Virginia,
been
New Mexico.
He's been successful with it, and you'd think because it's successful, other teams would adopt it.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't see it because
Nope.
I think it's just too hard to run it.
It's complex.
Flores looking. He's going to take off nearly, well, it kind of was a shoestring tackle.
Well,
He would've gotten
Naki
even more.
Fahina got in
Yeah.
there and was able to get to his legs and trip him up, transfer out of New Mexico State. He's one of the graduate transfers.
They are 3 for 3 on third downs on this drive. And remember, their last drive, they had a lot of success on third. They even had a couple of fourth down conversions.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, they didn't score. Flores lobbing it corner. And no flags, no catch.
Pretty good pass there by Flores. Just beyond the outstretched arm. And they'll keep the offense on the field.
It's going to be interesting to see and a lot of fun to see this Aggie offense when they get into league play this year. There's some pretty good teams in the Mountain West. 2 for 2 on fourth downs, and it's not going to be 3 for 3. There goes Bronson. 4 sacks in this game.
Well, that's just, like you said, Alema, mindset.
Yep.
You're going to play every down until the final gun sounds, and Utah State is relentless. Another pressure, and like we said, McNeese has had trouble tonight picking up that pressure.
And McNeese State had been 2 for 2 on fourth down conversions to that point. And Utah State comes up with a huge stop.
Jacob Conover in relief at quarterback for the Aggies. Noah White on the carry.
At this point, I would expect Utah State to try and manufacture a ground game to run out the clock here.
White, true freshman out of Millville, Utah.
Well, they're using every bit of it.
They sure are.
All the way down to 2 on the play clock when that was handed off. And still pushing the pile. It's going to be a 3rd and a yard.
I'll speak from the perspective of a guy that got most of his carries at this point in the game.
Tell us. Tell us, Alema.
Well, you knew we were going to run the ball, but we knew we were going to drain the clock.
Yes.
And I was like, can we just run as many plays as we I need some carries.
Yeah, what happened? What happened to our hurry-up philosophy? I was just going to say that. Like, you're the offensive lineman, and now you have to sit in your stance for 27 seconds? Like, how do you do that?
Let me get back to my high school glory days. I came to BYU, and you turned me into a blocker.
Mm-hmm.
The only chance I get to carry the ball is the end of a game.
Well, there's still 25 seconds on the play clock, so this is not going to be snapped anytime soon.
No.
But at least they're not down yet. They're just
everybody's got an eye on the play clock right now. The entire offense.
Now we're down to 10, so let's get set here. And they snap it at 3. And a good pickup once again for Noah White.
Yep, he'll get the first down, and that should be it.
Well, that's the 2-minute timeout. But the Aggies have got this one pretty much in the books. We'll be back to finish things up on the Mountain West Network. We are back, and this one's just about in the books for the Aggies. Some just big numbers all around tonight. Great night for, of course, Bryson Barnes. Defensively, a lot of players have stepped up big.
Barnes and Miles Davis both going over 100 yards on the ground.
Miles Davis with a virtuoso performance. Thank you very much.
Wow. Well, we have Olivau for 4 sacks.
What is the official
Which is more
stat?
than the official statistician does, but we like sacks. And I think that's pretty accurate, according to my sources. Mentioned next up for the Aggies, they're going to head to Vanderbilt.
Best formation in football.
Right here. This
victory formation.
This Aggie team is playing well. Confident team, great leadership.
2 wins away from bowl eligibility.
That's saying a lot this early in the season.
Well, you look at the initial Mountain West Conference rankings, and they were number 9. If I'm not mistaken. They jumped up to number 6 in the power rankings coming into this game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they will continue to rise. This is a team to contend with in the Mountain West Conference.
Their last year in the Mountain West. Then we'll get the new look Pac-12. Oregon State, Washington State, and a bunch of new friends.
And anybody with a state at the end of their name.
And that's going to wrap it up. Congratulations to Bronco Mendenhall winning his first 3 home games, which the Aggies have not done since 2019. And again, just a great all-around performance by a number of players, led offensively, of course, by Bryson Barnes.
I think Bryson Barnes was named the player of the game already.
Performance like that, he might get back-to-back Western Conference or
Mountain West Conference
Player of the Week honors.
It wouldn't be surprising.
Well, it's been a lot of fun coming up here doing Aggie football.
It's the best.
It's the only game we have this year. If you're here in Utah, of course, you'll catch us Thursdays and Fridays doing high school football, but a lot of fun. We just love coming up here.
Well, one of my favorite places to do a game is here at Maverick Stadium. The crowd is fantastic. They always are. And, there's competition on the field. Bronco Mendenhall taking over is the dawn of a new era here in Logan.
And he loves it. You brought up the point yesterday that when he was at BYU, you kind of thought of that as being his final destination.
I thought this is destination job for Bronco Mendenhall. And then, of course, things happen, and after 10 years there, he leaves and ends up at Virginia and then on to New Mexico. And then when he landed here, I remember thinking to myself, man, that's a great hire.
That's the destination.
For Utah State.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a great hire for Bronco Mendenhall. The fit is perfect.
It is a perfect fit.
It really is.
For him and for his family. I hope he stays here a long time.
I do too.
I want to see him branch out and do a little more public rodeo work.
You know, it's funny. He goes out to rodeo, and
he
wants to be incognito.
Yeah, he says he goes and watches his son, but
Yeah.
he watches from the truck, and then occasionally he'll go compete.
Yeah.
And it says, as soon as I get out there,
Right.
all the phones are coming out, and I know this is going on social media. It's like,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, can't I just do this without anybody noticing? Nope.
And they light the A here in Logan to signify the victory.
Well, thank you, everyone, for being a part of the broadcast tonight. Thank you so much to our Utah State broadcast crew led by Bill Guerin. They all do a great job for us. Frank and Alema, thank you so much. Congratulations to the Aggies, another win, and have a good night, everyone.